I'll go ahead and call this regularly scheduled meeting to order. Let's go ahead and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You okay? Yeah. Okay. Roll call.
Commissioner Cruciat?
Here.
Commissioner Mendoza?
Here.
Commissioner Walker?
Here.
Vice Chair Dixon?
Here.
Chair Pahana?
Here.
All present?
Thank you. So announcements, these proceedings may be viewed on demand at the City of 29 Palms website at www.29palms.org. You may also live stream this meeting by going on the city website and clicking on the meeting's agendas link. Public comments. This is a time for the public to address the Planning Commission on issues within the jurisdiction of the Commission that are not on the agenda. All comments are to be directed to the Chair of the Commission and shall not consist of any personal attacks. Members of the public are expected to maintain a professional and courteous decorum during their comments. There is a time limitation of 3 minutes per person, and if you haven't already done so, please fill out the name and address slips and hand them to the Planning Commission Secretary. The Planning Commission is prohibited by the Brown Act state law from taking action or discussing at length items not included on the printed agenda. Public comments on specific items, agenda items, will be deferred for consideration on that item of agenda. So I'll go ahead and we have a speaker. Vino?
Thank you. Thank you, Chairwoman. My name is Vino Nathraj. I live at 71829 Palms Highway. I do want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. Today I'm going to talk about discrimination. Discrimination, don't think it is not practiced in our city. It is worse. Yes, it's worse when a city employee practices it. I had to physically walk into our city manager's office some time back and complain. If you lived and worked in the city for decades and did not face discrimination because of your preferred skin color, I am happy for you because it's not easy to face discrimination. When someone brings to your attention, I expect an answer like, I'm sorry, you had to face it. I was not aware. I'll be more vigilant in the future and make sure that moving forward, this is not the case. I don't expect an answer like, oh, it was only one person who was practicing that. One is not responsible for someone's actions, but when we support it, you do become responsible. I've been a victim, and if anyone wants to hear my case, give me a call. My number is on the sheet I filled out. Keep in mind, I'm a small business person. I invested my life savings in this community and have been here for close on to 25 years. But on a much more positive side, the percentage of people that supports me far outweighs the minority that practices discrimination. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, Vino. Do we have any other open for public comments not on agenda? Okay, we'll be moving on. Commission comments and reports of meetings attended. Mr. Mendoza.
I have none.
Thank you. Mr. Dixon.
I have none as well.
Thank you. Mr. Cruciat.
Nothing significant to report.
Oh, thank you. And Mr. Walker.
I have none as well.
Thank you. I, too, have nothing to report since our last gathering. Moving on to our consent calendar. We have one, the approval of Planning Commission meeting minutes. Is this the one?
Yeah, so Commissioner, I just wanted to note that I called out the wrong resolution in on my minutes for Home 2 Suites. So the resolution number should not be 07, it should be 06. So I just want you to know that I'll correct that on the minutes.
Okay, so when I do receive a motion, if we could just state that correction so it's noted in the record.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes with that correction of the 06.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote.
Whoops. Commissioner Krushat,
Aye.
Commissioner Mendoza,
Aye.
Commissioner Walker,
Aye.
Vice Chair Dixon,
Aye.
Chair Palahana,
Aye.
5-0 approved.
Thank you. So we do not have any items removed from the consent calendar, so we will be moving on to our public hearings, which is item number 2, the VAR22 a lot of zeros and a 1 for the variance request to encroach into side yard setbacks of 2 properties. We'll go ahead and turn that over to Ms. Diane.
Good evening, Commissioners. So this is a variance request to encroach into the required 10-foot side yard setbacks on 2 properties. The applicants are Rhonda Logren on behalf of Richard Jernigan and Megan Mays and Matthew Straw. The locations are 73457 Cactus Drive and 6627 Split Rock Avenue. Both properties are single-family residences, but the zoning is residential multifamily. And both properties are 0.17 acres in size. So again, the variance request is to allow an encroachment into the required 10-foot side yard setback. A building permit was issued to the Cactus Drive property in 1966, which allowed for an addition to that property, which was constructed across the lot line. So the variance is necessary to recognize the modified lot line and reduce the setbacks to accommodate the previous construction across the lot line and to allow the processing and recordation of a lot line adjustment. So the property on the north side on Cactus Drive will encroach 4 feet 2 inches into the setback, and the property on the south side, the Split Rock Avenue property, will encroach 2 feet 8 inches into the setback. So this is the location map showing the corner lot, and you can see where the house goes across the lot line. And this is the site plan. I don't know if you can see it. It kind of shows, this is what will be recorded, and this shows the new lot line. Right here, this will be the new lot line. I don't know if you can see my mouse on there. Okay. All right. So yeah, so that will be the new lot line right there, and it kind of jogs a little bit like that to allow both properties to keep more consistent lot area. So this is a picture of the Cactus Drive, the front of the property on Cactus Drive. And then this shows here the new addition that was built. This is the Split Rock Avenue. Obviously it's fenced, so you can't see the property, but the project is exempt from environmental review pursuant to section 15305 of CEQA. And staff's recommendation is that the Planning Commission find the project exempt from CEQA and adopt the resolution approving the variance to allow the encroachment into the side yard setbacks. That concludes the staff report, and I'll be happy to answer any questions after public comment.
Thank you. So I'll go ahead and open up the public hearing with first speaking with the applicant if they'd like to, and then of course if anybody else would wish to speak, you do have your 3 minutes.
Hi, I'm Rhonda Lochran, and I'm here on behalf of my father, Richard Jernigan. I don't really have any questions at this time, but I am open to any questions if you have any for me. So if you do, then by all means, please go ahead and ask me, or Diane has my phone number as well if anybody would like to contact me personally. That's it at this point. We're just trying to wrap it up so that we can sell the property.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Did anybody have questions for the applicant?
So I do have a question. So it's
Sure.
2 properties separate, or are they been combined as one?
Oh, they're separate.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, I don't have any slips. Did anybody wish to speak about this from the public? All right, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing. Bring it up here. Do we have any discussion? Any questions for Ms. Diane?
No, I just think this is both parties, both owners of the properties are agreeable to this, from what I understand. They're both agreeing to the
That's
change.
correct. We have
And I think-
applications, applications submitted from both
Yeah,
property
that's what I
owners.
thought. So, and it rectifies a problem from 1966.
That's correct.
So,
And unfortunately,
yeah.
there were too many of these kind of things back in those days.
So, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else have questions? If not, may I have a motion?
I move that we approve the variance for the approaching to the setback so they can proceed with the lot line adjustment.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote.
Commissioner Krushat,
Aye.
Commissioner Mendoza,
Aye.
Commissioner Walker,
Aye.
Vice Chair Dixon,
Aye.
Chair Palahana,
Aye.
5-0 approved.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 3, our CUP 22 lot of 0002 for a conditional use permit of finding of public convenience or necessity for the sale of alcohol. And we'll turn it over to Ms. Diane.
Good evening. So this is a conditional use permit to add for the sale of alcohol at a proposed event space catering facility. The applicant's Vino Nathraj. The location is 71845 29 Palms Highway. Is zoned general commercial. It's currently vacant. The structure is currently vacant. It's currently being rehabilitated. And again, they're going to use it as an event space with catering facility, which on its own doesn't require the conditional use permit. The conditional use permit's just required to add the sale of alcohol. So the property size is 29,500 square feet. The structure is approximately 1,600 square feet with 660 square feet of outdoor seating. Pursuant to Chapter 19.138, Special Regulated Use, again, alcohol-related uses require the approval of a conditional use permit by the Planning Commission. So this is the location. So you'll see that the hotel, this is next to the hotel that he owns. So this would be the location right here outlined in red. This is the site plan showing, this is the catering facility in here. And then this is the outdoor patio seating here. Again, the project is exempt from environmental review pursuant to section 15301, existing facilities of CEQA. And the staff's recommendation is that the Planning Commission find the project exempt from CEQA and adopt the resolution approving the conditional use permit and a finding of public convenience or necessity for the sale of alcohol. That concludes the staff report. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. So we'll go ahead and open the public hearing, and of course we'll start with the applicant first, and then anybody who wishes to speak will have their 3 minutes.
Thank you. My name is Vino Nathraj, and we own both the hotels to the west of it, which combined has approximately 110 rooms. I'm sure most of you all have seen this building in the past. It was a real eyesore, and we took it up and we actually cleaned it. And I think it's a value add to the city. Our guest that comes to the Joshua Tree will be able to experience something. I think it'll be the first licensed outdoor beer garden, if I'm not mistaken, in 29 Palms. And the ambience in the patio is really nice, where people can sit down, and even my guest that comes to the hotel will be able to come over, sit down, and have a beer. Thanks.
Thank you. Any questions for the applicant?
Just one real quick. Vino, what was that building previously used for?
I think previously the building was used to sell second-hand furniture.
Okay.
It was more like a pawn shop.
Okay, I know the building now. Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else?
Not for me.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I did not have any sheets from the public to speak. If you'd like to, just make sure you fill that out and give it to our Planning Commission Secretary, Shelley.
My name is Eileen Leslie, and I'd like to say I've been through his new facility after seeing the secondhand store. It's beautiful, although he won't be the first beer garden. I will be having the first one in the project. And I would also like to add that everyone that I've encountered in this town, out of everyone that I've encountered, he's been so helpful to me in getting my project going, helpful with people, contacts, and it's a wonderful addition to the community.
Thank you. Yeah, just don't forget the...
I'll get 'em.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Anybody else wish to speak? Okay, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing, bring it up here for questions, comments, discussions. Motions?
Yeah, I make a motion that we approve the conditional use permit for the finding of public convenience and the sale of alcohol.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote.
Commissioner Krushat,
Aye.
Commissioner Mendoza,
Aye.
Commissioner Walker,
Aye.
Vice Chair Dixon,
Aye.
Chair Paul Hana,
Aye.
5-0 approved.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 4, CUP22, bunch of zeros. But first, allow us to please pause while we have some adjustments in our staff. Thank you, Mr. Gardner, for joining us. Thank you, Diane, for your presentations. Okay, here we go. Number 4, the CUP22 bunch of zeros and a 5 for Days of Heaven, a conditional use permit for the sale of alcohol at an existing cafe. We'll turn it over to Keith Gardner.
Alrighty. Thank you, Madam Chair. CUP22 with a bunch of zeros and a 5 is the Days of Heaven request for on-site alcohol sales. A little bit of a clarification: the cafe has been permitted by Building and Safety. They just haven't been opened yet. So I just want to make that clarification. It is located at 73980 29 Palms Highway. It's zoned appropriately as general commercial. It was formerly a real estate office. It's been converted into a cafe, and the proposed use is the addition of on-site alcohol sales. And this is the location here on the east-ish side of town on the northwest corner of 29 Palms Highway and Cienega Drive. Here is the site plan for it. As you can see, we're going to be adding some parking here along the back. And again, since this is an existing facility and is consistent with the zoning, we are saying this is exempt from the requirements of CEQA per section 15301. And we recommend that the Planning Commission find the project exempt from CEQA, adopt the resolution, and approve the conditional use permit. That concludes staff's presentation.
Thank you. So we'll go ahead and open up the public hearing. Allow the applicant to speak, and anybody thereafter will be for 3 minutes.
Hi, I'm John Sofio. I'm the owner of the property and the business owner. What we're looking to do is create a celebration of the kind of historic vibes of the early 1900s of what 29 Palms and the surrounding areas were, more in the gold mining kind of phase. We're calling it Days of Heaven. It's going to have this modern craftsman desert style to it. We're imagining what a cool little cute home was back then. Not something we see a lot here, but something that really celebrate the kind of pioneering spirit of the original Wonder Valley and 29 Palms area. We have a coffee line that we're developing out here called Wonderlight Coffee, and that'll be a major offering in the mornings, and we'll take that through into lunch and light fare for dinner and drinks.
Thank you. Does anybody have questions for the applicant? No? Thank you for your comments. Anybody else from the public wish to speak? Alrighty, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing, bring it up for discussion, comments. Any questions of staff?
I move that we approve the letter of necessity.
I second.
So just so we're clear, you're motioning for the approval of the... Okay.
Yes, approval of the conditional use permit.
Just want to make sure we're all on the page.
Issue the letter of necessity, approve the permit.
I want to see more venues.
I was not clear. Excuse me.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote.
Commissioner Krushat,
Aye.
Commissioner Mendoza,
Aye.
Commissioner Walker,
Aye.
Vice Chair Dixon,
Aye.
Chair Paul Hana,
Aye.
5-0 approved.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 5, CUP22, I think, is it 5006? Downtown Liquor, a conditional use permit and finding of public convenience or necessity for the establish of a retail liquor store. And I'll turn it over to Mr. Gardner.
All right, thank you, Madam Chair. As you said, CUP22 and a bunch of 06 is the Downtown Liquor request for conditional use permit and request for public convenience and necessity. The location is at 73493 Palms Highway. The zoning is downtown traditional, so the downtown specific plan specifically allows for off-sale, what they call off-sale alcohol, with a conditional use permit, which this is. This building used to be a church, and now it is proposed to be the liquor store. And that's where it is, right in the middle of downtown. It's roughly the southwest corner of 29 Palms Highway and Tamarisk. And that's what the facade would look like if it was approved. And this is the site plan. And again, since this is an existing facility, there's no environmental review, so we are considering this exempt from CEQA for that particular section, 15301. And we're recommending that the Planning Commission find this project exempt, approve the conditional use permit, and the finding of convenience and necessity. And that concludes staff's presentation.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and open it up for the public hearing. Applicant can speak in the remaining 3 minutes for everyone else. Applicant's not present. Anybody want to speak from the public? Want to make sure I leave enough time. I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing, bring it up for us. Do we have any discussion, comments, motions?
I believe what's now the Campbell Hill Bakery was Downtown Liquors for a whole bunch of years. It was there when we came out in '67. So the idea of having another liquor store down there, I think, is very appropriate.
Thank you. Any motions?
Excuse me, it was the what's now the Thai
Oh, the time.
facility. Yeah.
Anybody want to make a motion?
I move we approve the CUP and issue the letter of convenience necessity.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote.
Commissioner Khrushchev,
Aye.
Commissioner Mendoza,
Aye.
Commissioner Walker,
Aye.
Vice Chair Dixon,
Aye.
Chair Palahana,
Aye.
5-0 approved.
Thank you. We do not have any discussion for potential action items or discussion of those potential action items. Do we have Community Development Director updates?
I don't have an update, but I have a question. The City Council has moved their portion of the public comments portion of the agenda towards the end of their agendas. Would the Planning Commission like to do the same? Or do you want to keep it where it is at the
I
beginning?
keep it the same.
Yeah,
Sure, yeah.
the public comments on items not before you.
What?
We don't have enough people racing to the podium to speak to make them wait through the whole meeting if they want to talk to something that's not on the agenda item.
I agree with Mr. Walker. It's fine as it is.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. If there should be a need, we could readdress. Yeah. Mm-hmm. City Council, yeah. I know.
At best one person, every several meetings, so.
Till we become popular.
Making them wait through the whole meeting to speak is probably not appropriate.
Yeah. And then, well, thank you for your questions. Next time we'll have updates. Those are my favorite. Study sessions, we have none. So if everyone's good, go ahead and adjourn this meeting.
No, our next meeting will be October the 4th.
I need you to do something.